everybody to part 2 of Sonic 1 for the Game Gear. We are now here in Jungle Zone. Another far cry from the level tropes in Sonic the Hedgehog 1. And what this place would usually be, well, Spring Yard Zone, if I'm correct. Which I do believe so. Anyway, with this new aesthetic come new mechanics, for one thing. Well, new mechanics and new, just features as well. For one thing, we have these, kind of half-pipe-like vines to run across. They're nothing all too spectacular, but it's alright. But this stage is, well, you should pretty much treat this stage as one big bottomless pit beneath you, because the water is indeed, and there is indeed a lake beneath you, and Sonic cannot swim, so do be on your toes as you make your jumps, and as I do, make sure you always check down to see if it's safe to go down. Gonna hit this checkpoint, and we'll be alright. Now, similar to Bridge Zone, we do have ourselves another Chaos Zone in Act 1, so make sure you're on your toes about that, kiddies. And you also notice that there's a lot of logs here. Logs on waterfalls, logs swinging precariously from other logs. I'm assuming there's supposed to be a rope of sorts between that log and that coconut thing. But we also have logs in the river, which we can run on top of. It all really feeds into the whole thing of Sonic 1 having its own identity. Anyway, I made a bit of a mistake there. I did not want to jump off of the log there. I wanted to get beneath Jaws there and jump into him, because I think that's the safest way to do it. So yeah, I don't go careening off of the log here. But it's alright, I suppose. Anyway, we've got 50 rings. You want to be careful here. Duck that shot. And the Chaos Zone is actually really, really close, ladies and gentlemen. In fact, we're just going to ride down this log. Go down to this little block sticking out here. Go over here. Here's another log waiting for us. Now, don't be too worried about landing precise in this log, as you will snap to it. And other logs just like it. Anyway, if we just run across this river stream, there's our Chaos Emerald. And we can just run all the way back. Do keep in mind, though, that when you jump off of your log, you will retain all your running momentum. So be very, very careful, lest you go flying off and completely miss your target entirely. Always be careful when traversing the waterfalls, ladies and gentlemen. Should you be doing that, but don't try it at home. Namely because you'll have a huge flood bill for having a waterfall at home. Anyway, hit this checkpoint, although we're very, very close to the end of the stage by now. So, no real point for that. But it's a-okay. Just slide on down there and get some extra height. Don't hit that spring. You want to be very careful, because should you land on top of springs, even when they're horizontal like this, you will still go firing off. You will not be able to stand atop them like the Genesis counterparts. Just gonna grab these rings here. I'm not gonna get any more rings, namely because I do want to go to the bonus stage again. So we'll just forego those last 6 rings for now. Alright, here we go. Alright, so we're into another bonus stage, and I think I just messed up my chance at garnering some extra lives there. Oh well. It's not too bad, I hope. If I could just manage to... It's just those were a lot of rings I passed there. Whew! Didn't my eyes deceive me, or were there a bajillion rings down there? Or a bajillion lives. Oh well, I'm not gonna see it now. Can I get enough rings to get more lives here, though? If I'm very careful, that may be the case. Was that a flipper? Huh. How about that? Oh, the physics on it seem pretty okay. Huh. Interesting. Uh-oh. I don't know if there's a continue box down here, but... oh, there it is. Oh, there it goes. Well. Yeah. Well, I guess even if you have more than 50 rings in this bonus stage, when you pass it, you still get an Eggman sign. I never understood why, though, getting Eggman signs, as opposed to, turning an Eggman sign into a Sonic sign. I don't get it. If there's a thing to that, future me, please do explain. Anyway, we're here in Act 2 of Jungle Zone. And, this is as far as our horizontal progression goes, ladies and gentlemen. So, for the entirety of this stage, we're going to be heading upwards. Now, in all my previous encounters with the stage, I've been a bit on the reckless side, and I've ended up losing rings for that matter. So I'm going to be trying to be extra careful here, get as many rings as possible, perhaps garner me a shield, and not run into too many pits, falls, and traps. Hit this bandit from beneath, do not want to deal with him. And do be very wary of spiked objects and just spikes in general, ladies and gentlemen, because, just like in Sonic 1 for the Genesis, running into spikes consecutively, that is to say, getting hurt and then landing on another set of spikes, will indeed kill you instantly. You will not have any invincibility time, you will just simply bite the dust. However, unlike the Genesis version, the same goes for any danger at all. So, you do not want to run into anything dangerous in consecutive order at all, or else you will die. Like right here. If I had landed on this set of spikes, I'd be jutted back onto this set of spikes, maybe into that enemy up there bouncing out of the waterfall, and I'd lose my shield and my rings immediately. Let's hope that doesn't happen here, because that happened in both test plays. Well, the previous attempts at Let's Plays. And by killing that enemy, he can no longer travel up the river to go spawn. I almost feel bad for what I did. Almost. I don't want to head up there just yet. I want to explore to make sure I get as many rings as possible. That looks like too far to jump across. So I guess we are going this. Oh no! Oh no! Every time, ladies and gentlemen. Every time. So there goes my chance at taking a shield into the next stage, because if I'm correct, there are no shields from here on out. Checkpoints right here, though. So I guess that's something. That's too far across. And there also goes my chance at this bonus stage. Man, I just can't catch a break. Anyway, you'll be noticing something that's quite different from, say, my playthrough of Sonic the Hedgehog 2 for the Game Gear. I'm not abusing save states as much as I was earlier. Because, well, there's just a certain honor to be had with this game. I think it's much better, and it's not nearly as cheap. So it deserves to be played the legitimate way. And I'm playing on Sonic DX. So, no save states. I couldn't even do it if I wanted to, ladies and gentlemen. So with that ugly mug staring us directly in the eyes, we are moving on to the boss act. And you'll notice there on the bottom of the screen, our 3 Chaos Emeralds are lined up so they're heading towards the right of the screen. But it looks like they'll run out of space for all 7. Well, because there aren't 7 in this game. Just like in the Genesis Classic, there's only 6. But as a running trend with the Game Gear titles, there's only 6. So, you pretty much never run into 7 Chaos Emeralds as far as the Game Gears are concerned. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we are now moving on to the boss of this world. And I'd wager that he's easier than, say, the other boss, as long as you're very aware of your surroundings and what's going on. Like that right there. See, Eggman will just drop bowling balls, and you'll be A-okay so long as you, well, don't get hit. It can be very tricky, but once you got it down, it's alright. However, the next world will probably be the... That just happened. That just happened. Oh boy. I hope this isn't one of those Let's Plays. Luckily, the one-up is right down here. You keep in mind that there's a current under the water, so you'll want to be very, very precise when you land on that. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh boy, I hope I didn't run into a trap here. Oh lord, I think I ran into a trap. Maybe if I just get enough speed going. Okay. Okay. I've been worried there, but I finally got out. I managed to get my life back, but I still have to fight this boss again, so... it's a short boss, so I guess I won't be cutting it out, but still, that was embarrassing. It's about time I died to a boss, right, ladies and gentlemen? Oh, boy. Oh! Oh, as if it wasn't pitiful enough. Oh, boy. And, no, ladies and gentlemen, the 1-up will not respawn. I'm not heading back down there again for fear that I might get almost stuck again. So, you just have to take my word for it, I guess. Or play the game yourself. Sonic Adventure DX. You'll be able to. Anyway, this boss didn't give me trouble the first time I played it, so, what's going on in here? Oh, what? No, no! Is this just a thing? Am I doomed to forever die at the very end? Ah. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'm so sorry. We should be moving on to the 4th world. We should have been there by now, but stupid old me feels like, let's just keep dying all the time. But I could have probably just left there. Stay away, stay away. Okay. Very careful, very careful. Yes! Okay. That took way too many times than it should have. Anyway, be free, squirrels and chickens. And we move on to the 4th world, finally. After having passed Jungle World Zone. Yeah, Jungle Zone. Now we're in Labyrinth Zone, taking a hint from the Genesis version. Also the 4th act of the game. However, the music is not the same. It's actually got more of a, I don't know, a more upbeat feel, less tedious. And I even say that I even say that this game is, this game tends to be, come on, let's try that again, Aero. I'd say that this version of the stage is less tedious than the Genesis. What? What was that? What was that? Oh! What was that? That's just not fair. Anyway, I would say it's less tedious until that happened. Oh boy, be careful there. And we're gonna grab some extra rings over here. And now we're gonna head on over. Huh. Usually just running in the springs will propel you up. Anyway, this stage, Labyrinth Zone is very much underwater, and that introduces us to new mechanics, that being, well, underwater, and the air system. Now, there is no visible bar or gauge or, well, timer, so to speak. It's more of an intrinsic kind of thing you have to keep in mind until that counter shows up, and I could have sworn I picked up some air not too long ago, game. Oh boy. This is not good. Oh, this is very bad. This is very, very, very... Well, I didn't drown, ladies and gentlemen. Alright, let's try this again. I'm just gonna get myself this shield. No, I'm gonna fall off and repeat history. Will I throw myself into some spikes in a glitchy manner again? And we're gonna just get the shield for some insurance. And we're gonna just head on through, since that room has nothing for us. Just gonna go over here, grab some rings, get some air, and be very careful. Now, like I was saying, the air system, you want to keep it in mind that you have air, and if you see a trail of bubbles like that one down there, that's usually a signal that there could be enemies. Well, I'm going to hit this checkpoint because if I die, I'll at least be closer to where we are instead of restarting. Ah, here we are. Little pockets of air like this let us, well, grab air in the form of bubbles. Now, I may be wrong, but I think that I think that the air system, Sonic's supply of air. Oh boy, I just cannot talk today. I think that Sonic's supply of air is much smaller and shorter in this game than in the Genesis version. But with that said, you want to be hitting those pockets of air much more frequently. But sometimes that means that you're at the mercy of the pockets of air, where it doesn't feel like, okay. These aren't really too much of a problem, provided you have the space to just jump on through. However, they can be an issue in the dark, not the dark hallways, in the very narrow corridors. No. Okay. Be very careful not to run off of these things, and not to run into spikes, furthermore. Now, unlike Labyrinth Zone, we will not be finding our Chaos... Wait, Labyrinth Zone? Wow. I can't talk today, I am sorry. Unlike Bridge and Jungle Zone, we will not be finding the Chaos Emeralds now. We will not be finding the Chaos Emeralds in Act 1 anymore. From now on, all Chaos Emeralds are limited to Act 2 and Act 2 only. So that's nice, I suppose. I don't like being that close to the top of the screen. It gets me worried. Anyway, interesting thing. See this ring box here? And the flickering sprites going on? Well, if we hit this switch right here, it's now an extra life box. Yes, patience is a virtue, and if you just wait 2 seconds, you will get yourself an extra life that you'll probably need by this point. If you're me, anyway. Anyway, we're moving on to the next special stage, and if it's what I think it is, and that we'll be repeating, then you guys can click the time marker on the screen to go on and skip it. Otherwise, you can just stick around and, well, chill with me as I keep talking. Yeah, I know I originally said I was going to be cutting them out, but I figured, why not? Keep them in. After all, I gotta make time for these parts. And padding, right, ladies and gentlemen? Anyway, for those of you who decided to stick along, this is still the first one, bonus stage, if I'm correct, but it's got some new elements to it. Well, some of it looks like it's borrowed from the third, I believe, with these rods sticking out from the bottom and the ceiling. But we've also got these bouncers here on both the top and the bottom. That's nice. Yeah, we're just gonna hit this. And we already got ourselves an extra life and another continue. Hit this right here to end it off. And now we move on. Alright, for those of you who didn't join us, we are done with the special stage, and we are now moving on to Act 2 of Labyrinth Zone. And with this more detailed and up-close picture of the map screen, you can tell that there's a lot more to explore, and we won't be traversing the mountain nearly as fast as we did before. Anyway, with the start very similar to Act 3 of Labyrinth Zone in the Genesis version, we are now about to get into the nitty-gritty, especially when we consider that we have to be on the lookout for our Chaos Emerald. Luckily for us, however, this is one of the easier Chaos Emeralds because it's really in the way. It's kind of hard to miss. It's almost on the level of... Ow. Almost on the level of, say, Bridge Zone? Almost. But I'd say even more so. Now we gotta grab this air so we don't drown and die a horrible, horrible death. And one thing is that oh, I keep forgetting this is the way to an extra life. By the way, pressing the control stick at that location will slow you down. It's best to just not do anything there and just let it go. Because water physics. Anyway, usually I don't like underwater stages because they almost radically transform the physics of the stage. But the obstacles still. I cannot talk. Maybe it's because I'm tired these days. Anyway, some things I don't like about underwater stages is that they radically transform the physics, but some of the obstacles sent at you still require you to have the same level of control that you need with your original physics. And that's usually what makes underwater stages unenjoyable for most people. Oh, gotta get that bubble? Whew. Close one. And so I think it might be a better design, choice if there is going to be any transformation of physics. It's best to accommodate. Oh boy, I gotta find me some air. Maybe there's some up close, maybe? No, there's actually... Oh boy. This is not helping! Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is how it ends. I'm so sorry, the Sonic. I didn't mean it. It just happened. Water disappeared for a second there. Anyway, I was talking about something, but I just can't seem to remember what it was, so... Oh yeah! Game design. Because I could do that, I suppose. Maybe. No, not really. I can't design games. I can only really give suggestions. Now, since this is, to my knowledge, the last Pocket of Air we have available to us, we're going to have to really book it, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think I'll have the chance to head back and get that, oh no, this is an air pocket right here. Well, since this is the case, maybe I can come back down here and revisit after I go check something. What I want to go check is to see if the invincibility box came back, and oh my god, this bubble is not showing up. Okay. Okay. Anyway, I'm gonna go see if the invincibility box showed back up. I highly doubt it since one-up boxes don't show up. Oh, look at that. Yeah, we're gonna go hit this. We're gonna move it. Move it now. We gotta move, gotta move. Come on, come on, come on, come on. How high is this? Oh, yes! Okay, just made it, just made it. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost at the end of the stage here. So, sorry. Anyway, interesting thing, if you jump up here, how do you not see this? I just want to say, how do you not see this, quote-unquote, hidden Chaos Emerald? Ah, well, just go on and grab yet another blue emerald, and we move on through. That's it, ladies and gentlemen. Anyway, we're now done with Act 2 of Labyrinth Zone. And we're really pressing time here, so I hope I don't have too much problem with this boss, with my 15 lives. Probably going to need each and every one of them if this is going to go just like the last playthrough. Well, again, referencing back to the whole thing of how I had to do this before. Anyway, this entire boss fight will take place underwater, but luckily for you, Sonic decided, hey, I'm not going to drown today. So, you have unlimited air. However, we still do not have any rings, so be very careful. And I do want to thank this game's rather awkward collision detection, Because I should have gotten impaled on those spikes multiple times, but I didn't. Like right there, I'm pretty sure the sprites overlapped. And there too. But it's all good. Anyway, with our extra life giving us 16 lives, I hope we can take this boss on with fervor. And finesse and panache and whatnot. Oh boy, careful with the shot here. Now there's a distinct pattern to how Eggman fights here. And this is basically the only way I've been able to counter his moves. Not necessarily counter, but survive. I just kind of hug the wall and jump over. By the way, this little attack down here, whoo, that was way too close. His attack down there is really cutting it close. Most of the time, most people would just jump in and hit him when he's on the bottom immediately. However, I would not recommend that for your final attack because, similar to what happened in Jungle Zone, yes, that abysmal performance, I keep dying on that last hit because, believe it or not, he will still fire the shots even if you kill him. Yes, he'll be exploding, but the shot will still come out. Either way, ladies and gentlemen, I'll see you all in the final part next time of Sonic the Hedgehog 1 for the Game Gear.